you are just joining me in any part of the world, welcome to my channel, Greater Mindset. It's good to have you guys around, and it's a great privilege for us to be alive. So if you're just joining me, welcome to the segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. This program is actually live. Welcome to my live stream, Greater Mindset. I want to use this medium to say a very big thank you to my numerous, if you have been subscribing to my channel and you've been watching my video, I want to use this medium to say a very big thank you. I really appreciate you guys, and I thank you for your support and everything, and I pray that God will bless you abundantly. His mercy will be abundant in your lives by the grace of God. We're actually live in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. I'm live in Lagos, Nigeria, from the comfort of my home. I'm live in Nigeria. Actually, let me use that word. I'm actually live in Nigeria, and a lot of you must have been asking, what is this platform about? This platform is about intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. If you have been following my programs, you will realize that we are actually improving. We are getting a lot of things now, and things are looking well and looking good by the grace of God. We have a laptop now, we have a microphone, we have a tripod stand, we have a camera. We are moving at an accelerated rate, and God has been very, very faithful to us, and He has been very magnificent to us. So we give all the glory. So if you are just joining us, this is David Oni, and my YouTube channel is actually Greater Mindset. Great Mindset. If you want to be part of this program, the floor is actually open for you. You can talk to us now. It's easier for you to talk to us now because we have a line that you can actually use to talk to us, and we can discuss. So the line is actually open. The number you can call is actually 081 40 23 64 69. So I will call the number again: 081 40 23 64 49. That is actually the number you can actually call me. If you are calling from any part of the world, you can call me with this number, and we can discuss. Today I'll actually be talking about how to build a generational wealth, and we're going to be talking about generational wealth, how to build generational wealth. And apart from that, the platform is also open for us to talk about issues that actually bother us on us, that actually affects our families, relationship, and the rest of them. So the platform is open to every one of us. So if you have anything that's actually bothering you, you can actually call on us. You can call me, and I will answer your discuss together, and we'll find a solution to those things that are that look so difficult and you cannot understand them. I will discuss it with you, and we can actually brainstorm together and achieve things together. So the platform is actually open for everybody, irrespective of who you are, your gender, who you are. I'm actually open for everybody. So that is it for what we're going to be doing today. A lot of us feel that building wealth or becoming successful is actually very difficult, very hard, and you can actually become rich if you follow the principles which this program is all about. You can actually be rich, you can actually make it in life. So it is possible to make it is possible to become successful. So irrespective of any part of the world you are actually in this morning, you can tune into my program now. I'm actually on a live stream, and let's discuss there together. You see, becoming rich is not as difficult as what people think it is. You can be rich, you can be successful, you can be buoyant, you can be wealthy, you can be well-to-do. It does not necessarily mean that you have to be born with a silver spoon for you to actually be rich. Of course, you might not be born with a silver spoon, but you can actually acquire your wealth by yourself. And if you may ask me, how do you actually acquire this wealth by yourself? That seems so difficult, most especially now that the world is actually experiencing high level of inflation. The world has actually been characterized by high level of inflation, and things are looking very difficult now and very hard for everybody all over the world. But you can still make it in life if you actually know what you are actually doing. And that is the hallmark of this platform, to build wealth, to create wealth for ourselves and be able to make it in life. Yes, you can actually make it in life if you actually know what you are actually doing. You can still be able to make it and be successful in life. I don't even know where I'm going to keep this one, whether to be here. I think this guy can be here so that it will not be disturbing me. So becoming rich is as simple as ABC. It's actually a possibility. So if you are in any part of the world, this is Great Mindset on a live stream, and we're on live stream from Nigeria. Nigeria is in West Africa. So if you have not been to the part of the world before, I'm actually shooting from Nigeria. Nigeria is actually a peace-loving country, and we love success in Nigeria, and we are also very accommodating, and we are loving people. So the line is open. If you have any questions that bother us on politics, on economics, on social life, on finances, on knowledge, David Oni is right here for you. Great Mindset is actually live here for you. So you can ask your questions, and I will respond to your questions. So today I'm going to be talking about how to build generational wealth. Most of the things I talk about on this platform are actually real. They are not utopias. They are not a mirage. They are actually factuals. They are actually real. They are actually things that can actually benefit your life, and they are actually things that you can actually use to build up yourself and become successful in life. So this program is for real, and you can be successful, you can make it, you can be wealthy in life if you follow our program. So I've actually dropped over 500 and something videos on wealth creation, on knowledge, because I also teach political science, I teach public administration, I teach economics, I also teach literature in English, and I'm also versatile in the English language. So this program is actually for every one of us, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of your color, irrespective of your language, irrespective of where you are actually residing or living in. We are all welcome to this platform. So generational wealth is actually possible. Generational wealth is actually a possibility. It is something that you can actually achieve if you know what you are actually doing. So how can we build generational wealth? When you're talking about generational wealth, we're talking about a situation where you are able to transfer, wealth from your children to your yet unborn grandchildren. A situation where wealth is actually, transferred from one generation to another. When this occurs, or when this happens, you see that there is actually a generational wealth. There's actually a generational wealth. So that's what generational wealth is about. So my purpose, or for example, I can actually transfer my wealth to my children, and my children can transfer the wealth to their own children, and their own children can also transfer their wealth to their own children. So it becomes what I call a generational legacy. If you are coming from any part of the world, my line is actually open. You can call me on this number 0814023 6449. You can call me and I will respond. Let us discuss together. Call me on that line, and I will actually respond to your questions, and we can actually achieve something together. So let's begin now. You see, we actually use money every day. We use money every day. I've never seen anything that we do in life that does not involve using money. We use money every day. We use money for transaction. We use money to facilitate what I call exchange. We use money to facilitate what I call an exchange. We use money for feeding. We use money for transportation. We use money for upkeep. We use money to pay our school fees. We use money for so many things that you can ever imagine. We use money for all this. You see, so money is very important. Money is indispensable. Money is what makes life to be worthwhile. Money makes everything to be easy for us. So we all need money. But unfortunately, a lot of us do not know that we can actually make that money to work for us. In other words, most of us are actually working where we gain or we receive salary at the end of every month, and for that reason, we don't even know that we can actually multiply or transform that money. Do you get it now? We do not know that we can actually make that money to work for us, to gather more money for us, and to make our life to be worth living. So we don't know that we can actually use that money to build what I call generational wealth. In most cases, we get this money, we spend the money, we don't even think about tomorrow, that sometimes we need to prepare ourselves for unforeseen circumstances or events of a life, because life actually happens. And because life actually happens, we need to be able to prepare ourselves for any eventuality. Apart from, pursuing generational wealth, we can also, use that money to actually prepare for emergencies in life, because life actually happens, and because life actually happens, anything can happen at any point in time, and we need to be prepared. So, but the hallmark of my lecture today is on building generational wealth. Building generational wealth. If you are in any part of the world now, you can call my line on 081 402 36 44 and 9. You can call me now and let us talk. You see, money can be turned into a true cash flow. You can actually turn money into a true cash flow. What I mean by cash flow is when money flows in regularly into your ends, or into your account, or into what you're actually doing. When you have a constant flow of money at that particular time, you say is actually a cash flow. So when you have a cash flow, you on a regular basis, you are actually able to create what I call a constant cash flow of income. And when you have a constant flow of income, you are actually creating what I call wealth for yourself. You're actually creating what I call wealth for yourself. You're actually building what I call generational wealth for yourself. You see, whatever we're talking about here is actually what we have actually put into practice, or what we are actually adopting, or what we are actually doing. Do you understand? It's actually what I do on a regular basis, because I also earn money every time, and I want you also to earn money every time, because the countries of the world now, or virtually every country in the world now, is moving towards inflation. Inflation is actually eating deep into people's pockets, and because of that, a lot of people are actually unable to save money. A lot of people, they find themselves in a situation where they are unable to save, they are unable to invest. Do you get it now? They're unable to save, and they're actually unable to invest. But when you have a constant cash flow, that means you have been able to create an investment for yourself apart from your primary source of income. In other words, it means that you're actually creating what I call passive income. Passive income. Passive income. Do you get it now? So we can live a life without worrying about money. Living a life worrying about money is actually a possibility. It is actually possible. It is actually, a reality if you are able to follow or create what I call a constant flow of income, or constant cash flow, or you have what I call a passive income apart from your primary income. When you have this kind of an income, you call it a passive income. So that is it. Now the question is, how do we actually develop generational wealth? How do we actually develop a generational wealth? because that is what this topic, which I'm talking about now, is all about. How do we develop generational wealth? You see, developing generational wealth is very possible, and that is what I'll be looking at this morning, so that you and I can actually follow these principles. We can, put them into place. We can practice them, and we can also be rest assured that at the end of the day, we have something to leverage on, and we can now have what I call a constant flow of income, and that income can now flow from you to your children, and it can now become what I call a generational wealth, or building a generational wealth. Do you get it now? Building a generational wealth. So building generational wealth is actually possible, and I can assure you that if you actually build this wealth, you are actually not doing it only for yourself, but for your children and your children and your children, and they will be very, very grateful if you actually do this in their lives. Now, how do we develop a generational wealth? How do we develop generational wealth? You see, one of them is that one of the ways through which we can actually develop generational wealth is by developing our mindset. Developing our mindset. Now, what is a mindset? In a layman form, mindset simply means the way you actually see things, or you condition the way you actually see things, or the way you actually do things, or the perspective from which you look at things. That's your mindset. You understand? It's about, building up yourself in a particular perceptual or perpendicular way about the situation of things, about life, about wealth, about social life, about life in general. Let me use that word. So the question is, how do you see things? Do you get it now? Do you actually see things in a positive form or in a negative form? That is very, very important. How do you see things? Do you see things from a negative perspective or from a positive perspective? So the way you see things actually matters. The way you see things actually matters, and it goes a very long way. Do you get it? It goes a very, very long way. So now, how do you see things? For you to actually develop or build generational wealth, you must have what I call, you must be wealthy in your mindset. To get it now, you must be wealthy in your mindset before you even start investing. Now, what we're saying here is that before you can actually start investing, you must have made up your mind that you are going to be wealthy. It's a decision you have to make. It's a conclusion you have to decide. It is something that you have to have the idea about. So you need to condition your mindset to see yourself as being wealthy, number one, before you can now start investing. So don't forget that for you to actually create a generational wealth, you need a source of income. Do you understand? And how far you're going to go in the creation of generational wealth will be determined by how far you're willing to, invest, how much you're earning, and some other factors. So, and that's why I have what I call TRM, time, return, and investment. Time, return, and money. Time, return, and money. I call it time, return, and money. So how far you're able to go in terms of investment will be determined by time, will be determined by returns, and be determined by money. Do you see now? This is very important. So you need to develop your mindset. And for you to be able to develop a mindset, you must be welding your mindset, and you must, before you even start investing your money. So you must have a positive mindset, you must have a growth mindset, you must have a regenerated mindset, where your mindset is being revolutionized, or your mindset is able to change towards some certain things. And what are those things that you need to change towards? That is the way you see money. So you must develop a wealthy mindset. So once you have that wealthy mindset now, that will create the foundation for you to start investing. So how far you're going to go in your level of investment is going to be determined by your time, return, and money. TRM. The time, the numbers of years you're willing to invest, because investment is actually a decade of sacrifice. Then number two, the return, what you're going to get in return for your investment, which is your profit, and money. How much are you willing to invest? So how much are you willing to invest? How much are you willing to put into the investment that we're actually talking about? So this will go a very long way in actually creating generational wealth. So to have a wealthy mindset, you must, number one, make up your mind that you are going to be wealthy. You must make up your mind that you are going to be wealthy. Then you need to know that money is actually a tool. I've actually done this topic before, so if you want to watch this video, you can make reference to my past videos. You'll see that where I talked about money being a tool. In the society we live in, people believe that money is actually a taboo. Money is a contradiction. Money is evil. Money is not good. Money is not an ideal thing. Money is not... You should not pursue money, but rather you should pursue some certain things. But when you have money, every other things will be added in your life. You understand? We're not talking about from the religious perspective now. We're talking about earthly gains. Do you get it now? So money makes life to be very sweet. Money is not a taboo. It is not an evil thing. It is not a contradiction. You understand? Money is good. So money is a tool. And as a tool, you need to understand it. And you need to understand the dynamics of money. Money only comes to those that are willing to invest their money. Because money is actually a spirit. And the spirit that controls money is actually the spirit of mammon. The spirit of mammon. So money loves those that are willing to invest. Money cherishes